Hey everyone, how's it going? This is Jim from the Pain PT. Today we're going to talk about being the sky and not the clouds. And what I mean by this is if you take a look right now outside your window and you look up at the sky, what do you notice? Your eyes might be drawn to clouds in the sky, right? White clouds, dark clouds. But look around past these clouds and just notice how big this sky is that's holding the clouds, where the clouds are moving through. Now, the sky in ourselves is our awareness, our consciousness, our spaciousness, and we want to learn to tap into this and not the clouds. The clouds in our existence are our thoughts, our feelings, our symptoms, things that are happening in our awareness. And a lot of times we are the clouds. We become these clouds. Think about being in an airplane and flying through some turbulence in some really big, puffy, sort of vibrant clouds. A lot of times there's a lot of energy there and you get pushed around. You might get scared, get rocked a little bit. It's not very comfortable. Now, if you pull back from that and come out of this cloud and just notice it from a distance, it might look dark. There might be thunder and lightning, but it's very different. You separated yourself from it. It's this separation that allows you to shift your nervous system. So when you become this sky or just this awareness of what's happening versus being what's happening or being in it, you're actually shifting your brain. And you're shifting it from a negative state, which is typically associated with uncomfortable feelings, whether those are emotions or symptoms, and sometimes persistent negative thoughts or catastrophizing. So we are these things. A lot of times we'll go blank. We'll just be in it. We'll be in these thoughts. We'll be in these feelings. And we might wake up 10, 20, 30 minutes or even more later to realize we were just basically feeding the beast. We're basically strengthening this cloud. So when we step out of this, we step to a neutral to positive place that can filter and watch and notice these clouds. Okay, and we want to have this perception of these clouds is that they're okay, and they are when we're actually looking at them from a distance. So whatever's happening in you, whether there's some uncomfortable feelings, which are symptoms and emotions, or persistent negative thoughts, I want to see if you can separate yourself from those and stay as the sky. Stay as the awareness of those things, not as those things. Okay, I'll say that again. You want to stay in the awareness and observation of those things versus being those things. When you're in the middle of these clouds, we have a tendency to resist and react. There's not a lot of clarity. We're typically unconscious and we're following our patterns. But when we become the sky, we have a lot of open space. There's a ton of space here, let's say, or even around my head here. There's a ton of space to hold this body, to hold what's happening. And in that space is healing. So all we really need to do is stay conscious and open from the sky perspective. Notice what's happening from a very neutral to positive place, that there isn't anything wrong with this, and let the body flush this out. Let the body take care of this, and it will. The nervous system will remove toxins, flush out inflammation. We just need to put ourselves and our bodies in the right state to do that. Okay, so this is putting it in the positive to neutral state and allowing the stuff to be processed through us. That's stepping out of it. So I want to see if you guys can take this analogy to your own lives each day to become the sky and not the clouds, and to let whatever storm clouds arise each day for you to move through you, to work through your system. And just notice, it's a very different feeling when you're the sky versus the clouds. It's a completely different sort of perception happening. It doesn't mean that there's nothing happening. The same pain is happening, the same emotions are happening, but we're actually aware of those things versus being those things. That's called separation again. And that is the key to this. Because then we can just send the signal to the other part of our brain to say, it's all right. Work through me. I'm fine. Settle down. And then typically that's what happens. So just reach out if you guys got questions about this. It's not just an intellectual practice or understanding, it's actually an experiential one that we tap into each and every day as much as we're able to. As much as we're able to notice it. I typically will tap into this anytime I do get something uncomfortable, like a symptom or an emotional pain. I almost automatically go to it because I've done it enough times. So you need to cultivate this practice so that when something uncomfortable arises in your awareness, you don't go right into the middle of it. You can actually pull back and stay with it from a different place. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Hope you guys are doing well. Bye bye.